Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
I'm glad to be here and able to give you a statement about leadership changes our family has made today at the Lions. Earlier today, we informed Tom Lewand and Martin Mayhew that they may have been relieved of their responsibilities with the team. We thank them both for their many years of service to the team and to our family. We are very disappointed with the results of the season so far and believe a change in leadership was necessary. On an interim basis, Sheldon White will be acting general manager and will report directly to me. On the business side, Allison Maki will be the interim COO and also report directly to me. I have informed Coach Caldwell of our decisions. Also, no changes have been made to our coaching staff. As of today, we are beginning a national research search for the best leadership to manage our team going forward. I want to assure our fans that we intend to identify and hire the very best leadership in order to produce a consistently winning football team. Our fans deserve a winning football team, and we will do everything possible to make it a reality. I also want to make clear that we have no intention of giving up on the season. We expect our team to compete, improve, and win. Thank you for your time today.
So breaking news out of Allen Park today as Martha Ford comes in guns a-blazing and fires Martin Mayhew and President Tom Lewand from the Lions. This is a very special day for the Detroit Lions and their fans and the team itself. And Kevin, your first thoughts of when the breaking news came down?
There should be a victory parade down Woodward, but it's celebration time in Detroit and the Windsor Essex area as well.
Yes, I love it. I think it's, the fans, they deserve more than what they get, and you could say for years and years how they've hired this coach, they've hired that coach, they got Schwartz, they got Caldwell, different coaches that coaches players differently. Obviously, that's not working because they still give you the same unsatisfactory results. And having the Lions now finally listen to their fans and go and not show up to the games or very voice their opinion on social media and talk radio, it looks like the Lions organization is finally paying attention with this move today. And Martha Ford cleaning house. So this can only be a good news for the Lions organization moving forward this year.
Well, it's only good news if they do something with it at the end of the season. Now, one of the children, Sheila Ford, is going to take a more prominent role, and I found it to be interesting that Bill Ford Jr. is going to sort of sit back in the forefront and let his sisters and his mother run the team. Because if you remember, when I hired Millen, Millen was someone that was brought to William Clay Ford from Bill Ford Jr. So you have to wonder if that played a part in him and not getting a larger share of the control of this team.
No, absolutely, it's true. Like when Bill Ford Jr. came with Matt Millen's name to his dad, he was really banking on Millen to be the guy to turn the Lions franchise around. Obviously, that didn't work, and so when he did have to, tell his dad or to get rid of Millen, he still believed that there was something there with Mayhew and Lewand, that maybe that they can, now that Millen's gone, that they can really focus on building this team the right way. Obviously, that's not the case because Mayhew was still learning on the job. And for to be a professional GM in the NFL, you don't want someone who's learning on the job. You want someone with experience who knows what they're doing as soon as they step into that office.
Yeah, that's exactly correct. And it goes back to the original point we made at the start of this. It depends on what they do now that the decision has been made. I think it was a decision that had to be made, but it all depends on what happens now. And when you listen to what Martha said at the 5-minute press, it wasn't much of a press conference. It was more of a statement. But
it was a statement, yeah.
When you look at what she said, a national search will now be commencing to pick the replacements for both Lewand and Mayhew. So I'm hoping that they actually take a thorough approach to this and they pick someone that's actually done it before and that has some skin in the game and that can turn this roster around and get them back to a competitive level.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that they should go to the NFL and just use all the resources that they have there so the NFL can help the Lions get the right guy in position, or use someone that has come from a stable franchise, a consistent winning franchise, to help this Lions team, identify themselves in the front office moving forward.
Before we came on the air today, we were discussing how these moves made today by the Ford family officially means that head coach Jim Caldwell is officially on the clock, and if the team doesn't start turning things around instantly, he could and will be on borrowed time.
Oh yeah, and especially with Ken Whisenhunt being fired the other day, and he was one of the top contenders for the Lions head coaching job, and to see him win only 3 games and
2 years essentially, yeah.
Well, not even 2 years, a year and a half. That's not good. So to see Caldwell, he's still going to show up. He's still going to coach his team to the best of his ability. Is he going to lose motivation in the locker room? Probably. Well, you say lame dunk. Lame duck. I really say he wasn't giving the right people to coach with. He had like Mayhew when Sue and decided to leave and Fairley decided to leave, there was a lot of holes that needed to be filled, and they did the best that they could with what they got, but obviously, as you can tell, it hasn't been working out well for them.
So, what characteristics do you think the Lions will look for in their new general manager and president? and assumingly a new head coach?
Well, if you're gonna go with someone with experience that knows about winning, I would go after someone like Bill Polian. I know he's a Hall of Famer. He's someone who knows how to build a championship team. Maybe as more of a like a consultant role, I would say get someone with really strong, someone with strong information and strong talent to know where to look for talent. I think that's what it comes down to. But this is going to be a very long and a very extensive search for the Lions. But it all starts at the top with the president and GM, and once those start in place, then you can talk about what NFL caliber coach or even a high-profile college coach might have the right opportunity to take this team to the next level.
Now, my final question for you is about national perception. Obviously, the Lions have been the laughing stock of the NFL this year in terms of their on-the-field performance. It's a role that they've assumed a lot over the last 40 years, but especially this year because of the way they've played. So, do you think that the Lions have to open up the wallet a little bit more to attract qualified candidates, or do you think that they'll look for a younger general manager who has experience but maybe a little bit cheaper?
You know what? I think when it comes down to this, and the Fords, they do have a lot of money to spend, so I can see them having Price have no object when it comes to that. I think they're going to go with someone that's credible, who has experience, who comes from a winning franchise, to come in and really overhaul this team, because they need something. They need someone, if it's someone from the Patriots organization, if it's someone from the Steelers organization, someone who comes from a constant team of winning year after year, playoff appearance after playoff appearance. You need someone to really come in and cut the fat. And if that means getting rid of Calvin Johnson, if that means getting rid of Matthew Stafford, then you have to do what you have to do. But I think this is a big turning point in the Lions organization. It's a good first step, yes. But it's so easy to fire someone. It's making that right hire to get the team to that next level. That's the key. That's the important part of this. If they can hit a home run with the president and GM, then the sky is the limit. If they get the right people in place, that's all you really need to get to really turn a franchise around. And you can see in the NFL, it doesn't take like 5 or 6 years to turn an organization around. It could be a 2 or 3 year process. If you hit on most of your draft picks, like the Lions have not done in the past, then you can really turn this team around quicker. So that's the big goal for the Lions: is go out, get the best person available to run your team, because the fans deserve better. This whole town, the city of Detroit, they are dying for a winner, and so hopefully, this was a good step. Martha really heard the fans cry, and so when people say, "Oh, fans don't really make a difference," they do, because if the fans weren't really, vocal about, changing up the hierarchy in the organization, this probably wouldn't happen until the end of the year or maybe next year.
She can run for mayor of the city of Detroit.
I wouldn't go that far. She looked a little fragile when she walked up on stage there, but
at least she gets brownie points for doing something that should have been done.
Well, her and her daughter, so kudos to them.
So, thanks for watching this edition of the Two-Man Advantage podcast. It's breaking news, essentially, and a new era of football for the Lions, hopefully coming with a new era and a new direction, which will put them back in the win column next year.
Exactly, and also we'll be talking about this tonight on our fantasy football podcast with TJ and Derek. So stay tuned for that.
It should be a lively discussion, that's for sure.
Yes, it will.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you, I guess, tonight and next week.